That's right, we're having fun right here talking sports from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. We're seeing goals. You can still be part of the program. We're seeing loads of messages on Twitter. Guys showing love to Channels Sports. Keep those messages coming on Twitter. Channels_sports, Facebook, Channels Sports. Television is celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting. Can you believe it? 21 years already. And sports has played a pivotal role towards that development. I want you to show some love to Channels Sports. Twitter, Channels_sports, Facebook, Channels Sports, the hashtag Channels at 21. Well, let's quickly talk about Gianni Infantino. This life is all about ideas. Innovation rules the world. And he's looking at it like, we can make the World Cup 48 teams. Why is he proposing that?
Yeah, I think Gianni Infantino, for all of his good ideas, seems confused. Because, hey, let me break it down for you. Gianni had a World Cup idea in his manifesto.
Yeah.
He has 248 team, ideas. That's 3. You need to go with one, although it looks like the one is in love with his 48 team.
Yeah.
3 in a
because it says it doesn't really touch the current format.
Yeah, three in a group, 2 qualify, and they go on to play the normal round of 16. But it's a good idea. I understand the fact that they want it to be all inclusive. It's the World Cup. 32 teams can make up the world. But I think that there has to be a clear path. Although it's also gone on to say that the 48 nation thing won't also hinder the number of games. Teams will also have to play 7 games if you want to get to the final. The number of days also involved in the World Cup will still remain 32 days. Nothing changes. It's just the format. It's a good one.
Yeah.
But how about you look at the situation where one team is left on the final day of action, knowing full is out and also playing, and just 2 teams are left to progress. So there's a lot of questions. I think I like status quo. 4 teams, 8 groups. It makes more sense. But just like the Euros, UEFA did with the Euros, they included more teams.
That's
and
right.
we saw plenty of upsets. But here is the downside.
Okay.
He encouraged negativity. Check out the Euros, the group stages, Euro 2016.
Yeah.
There were no goals, scarcity of goals. Teams became negative because knowing that a draw enough should see me pull through.
Yeah.
I hope we don't see that in the World Cup.
The best loser. Yeah, that's right. I get what you're talking about. I'm not concerned about what they're saying. They should just put more African teams to it.
Yeah, very important. I think that's
what I want. Yeah. Thank you so much, Olawale Adigun, for coming around. We had so much fun talking sports with Olawale Adigun. Of course, we'll go on take another breather. When we come back, Olawale Adigun, we'll go get some rest. Femi Adefeso will come back with time for basketball. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
And what I can say already now, just to be very clear, is that all these formats can be played in the same number of days as currently, 32 days, with the same number of stadiums than currently, 12 stadiums, and that the team qualifying, or the 2 teams qualifying for the final of the tournament, will play 7 games. This means that there is no additional burden for the players, because if you play the final, you play 7 games in 32 days, exactly as it is the case now.
But the vast majority of reanalysis has been done this year. And you may remember in July we released the number of 98, and there were 98 adverse analytical findings in July. Since that time, the program has continued. It's an ongoing program, and particularly with a number of bump-up athletes and with others for whom we have intelligence. So there's 3 more adverse analytical findings, bringing the total number to 101. And I can assure you there will be many more to come in the future, because the program is continuing. In the coming weeks and months, we should expect more from London. The real aim of doing this is, firstly, as a deterrence, so that athletes who are thinking of cheating will realize now that, be it 4 years, be it 6 years, be it 8, and in the future 10 years because of the new code, they could still be caught.
Okay, first, you listen to Gianni Infantino defending the 48-team format, and then you just listen to the IOC medical director, the International Olympic Committee. They are doing so much work to fight and eliminate cheats. Now, retest of doping samples from the 2008 Beijing Olympics and the London 2012 has already implicated some more athletes. Look, the IOC, they're saying, we don't care the year you got that medal. we are going to go back to the samples. We will check and recheck to ensure that we fish out anyone that has gotten the glory through cheating. So that's the work the IOC is doing. The medical director was explaining the process, and they're saying they will not stop. Okay, it's time to talk some basketball now. Femi Adefeso joins us. Femi, good to have you on the show.
Always a pleasure to be here, Austin.
All right, fantastic. The last time you were here, I challenged you to a one-on-one. We didn't get to do that, but first, let's play the Lagos 3-on-3. We have a champion. What are they?
But be careful, I'm not running away from you. It is open for girls basketball academy for girls. They won that the women's category, and they went home with the sum of 200,000 young girls. And Deep Bond, you know, another team who is very familiar with Ropac, also won the guys, defeating Jordan Warriors Basketball Academy in the final. They also went home with the same amount. You know, the Lagos 3-on-3 tour is something we'll be talking about. It moved from different centers, Ilupeju to Ikeja, you know, to VGC, or Ikoyi, beg your pardon, the YMCA basketball court, you know, to Ropac, and then he finished at the Teslim Balogun Stadium on Saturday. Of course, 3-on-3 basketball, you know, it's fun on its own. It's a different, you know, genre, permit me to use that word, of basketball that even FIBA himself is promoting right now. Just like we have other forms of football and volleyball, basketball too is not being left out. 3-on-3 basketball is played at the Youth Olympics. Hopefully it would come up at the next Olympic Games. Already is in the Commonwealth Games as well. And this event was a FIBA endorsed event, which means all these players got ranking points, which would be good for them, because as they play more of these games and get those points, just like in tennis, you know, you could get invites to, you know, the bigger, you know, tournaments, the Grand Slam, so to speak. And it's not just played in Nigeria, it's played across Africa, it's played all over the world. And you could get to participate and win for yourselves laurels, you know, as an individual, and also represent the country as well.
Right. Let's go to the grassroots, Femi. Bounce Niger Basketball. What is it all about?
Well, it's a developmental basketball program, you know, that looks at just catching them young. I like the fact, and I'm always very excited when I hear about catching, you know, kids or catching players, you know, at their very young.
You know what it does to me? The moment I hear grassroots, I just see the future. Like, I just see it straight up.
Yes, and I also like the fact that the attention now is coming to basketball in itself. I remember the back to school basketball championship that we talked about a couple of weeks back. You know, we talked about the Adamak,
Adamak
girls, basketball with no barriers for girls. You know, now this is Bounce Nigeria doing what they call the Christmas basketball camp for under from 9 to 14-year-olds. They call it the junior category. Then for the middle age, between 14 and 18 as well. So the first batch will be taking place from December 9th, you know, to 22. Then the second batch will take place from December 27th, you know, to 30th. So which means there'll be a break for Christmas, you know, so that everybody can celebrate. Then they will resume for the second batch. It will be taking place at the Victoria Garden City. And they're expecting a lot of kids to come. I think there's a small fee attached to participating, because they'll be giving out a whole lot of stuff as well, you know, shoes, shirts, bags, you know, just to just keep the fun going for these young lads.
When it's grassroots, then it's developmental, then it speaks hope for developmental purposes. Femi, the First Bank female basketball team that won bronze, they're back in the country. MBBF, they've congratulated them. That's so good. But what's going on with customs?
Sad news. I was anticipating seeing Customs making their debut, you know, in the FIBA Africa Club Championship, but they continued the bad trend or bad record, so to speak. Because last year too, we were just talking about Mark Mentors, who haven't won the league for the first time.
Won it and couldn't play at the continent.
That they will go to the continent. They broke our hearts. Now Custom qualifying for the first time, you know, in their history, also didn't make it. And I'm particularly surprised because this team is owned and managed by the Nigeria Customs Service, and one would not expect them, you know, to actually have financial issues at this point. Yes, we know. But I mean, I think on a daily they make some sort of revenue, and they could at least
for basketball.
Yeah, but at least 1% of whatever it is, you know, on a daily can be set aside. 1%. I'm not talking about 100. 1% could have been set aside. So it's sad because at the end of the day, not only with the fact that it's disappointing for Nigerian basketball holistically, the team also will be fined by FIBA Africa, I think $10,000. Which means the next time they qualify for them to play, they will have to pay that money, which is even more than enough to even persecute eventually.
Morale of
going
players,
to Cairo,
drop,
Egypt.
expectations dashed,
Yes.
So sad. But well, Kano Pillars, they are on the continent.
But they are not giving us anything to smile about it, that, because they were trounced 87-47 by Club
Good
Africa.
experience, Femi. That's why I need to play.
I think those guys are well experienced enough. They go to the continent every other year. I mean, they are like perennial champions in
People
Nigeria.
are working. People are doing what they can do to make their basketball better. So if you sit back and think because, we are champions from Nigeria,
Exactly.
not Africa.
But I also think that there's a need for extra effort. I think some of our male teams particularly, because they've never won it before, I think they don't go with the drive of going there to make a mark and win. They just want to go participate and get the few monies they would get in their pockets, because this is dollar season.
It will be more when you win.
Yes, but I get, naturally they even go with a defeated mind, so to speak, because they look at the Angolan teams, the Egyptian teams, the Tunisian teams, and you're like, they are well prepared, better groomed, and all of that. So the motivation for them, yes. So I think a lot of that has a lot to play, with the way these guys, go to the continent and try to play for something. Our next game is going to be against Primeiro Augusto, a big Angolan side on Sunday. I just
after seeing this result, you start wondering what's going to happen against Primeiro.
But I like the fact that you also started with this kind of a defeat.
Yeah.
It also opens your eyes to the challenge that is ahead of you. And I'm sure Coach Sani Ahmed and a few of the guys on that squad are well experienced enough, because they've played in the All-African games, they've played in continent before. And I even heard a big shot like Ejike Uwaja is also on that Kano Pillars team that is playing on the continent. Okay. So I expect a rebound for them in the next
They will learn from it. Thank you so much, Femi Adefeso.
It was a pleasure
to talk basketball. That's Femi Adefeso. He loves talking basketball. We're here to have that challenge. Thank you so much wherever you are in the world watching sports tonight on Channels TV. Remember to keep those messages coming on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook Channels like Sports. On behalf of the ever dedicated sports team at Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria, I'm Austin Okonakwan. Sports is so much fun. So in everything you do, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.